Hey guys, Mr. Enyart here. As you can see, I'm kind of hot and sweaty because I just got done running. But whenever I get done running, I like to check and see what my heart rate is, just to see if I'm making improvements, and I kind of keep track. And whenever I go to the doctors and they check my pulse, I'm always curious as to how they do it so fast, because I know that the heart rate is based on a minute or 60 seconds, and I know they don't hold it for that long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a ratio to help me, and I think that's a lot like what they do. So I'm going to hold my pulse for 10 seconds. Then I'm going to multiply by 6 because there's 10 sets of 6 in 60. So, are we ready? And we'll start at 4:02 in 20 seconds. Go. Okay, I got 15 beats right there. And so that's 15 pulses per 10 seconds. So how can I find out how many beats per minute my heart rate was? So I want to work this problem two different ways to give you an idea of options you have. The way I see it is I'm going to give you two windows to look through, but you get to choose what view you prefer. So this way will be a tape diagram way. And our other method, after we do the tape diagram, will be what I call the algebra way. So the algebra way is simply we have missing information. You've been doing algebra since first grade in different forms. And so what I want to look at here is the 15 to 10 ratio that I've created. Can be written like this right here. So 15 beats to 10 seconds. Now on the tape diagram side, I can show it in a model that looks like this, the tape diagram. So there's a section of 15, and we'll call that beats, and then there's a section of 10, and that is seconds. So I can either use a tape diagram or I could use algebra to solve this. So if you remember, we know that there are 60 seconds in a minute, and our heart rate is based off of beats per minute, so we can't forget that up here, and that this represents seconds. So 10 seconds doesn't equal a minute. I'm going to have to change it at a specific rate in order to get that. So how do I get from 10 to 60? That's right, times 6. Now we've learned that to find an equivalent ratio, I multiply both numbers by the same factor. Para encontrar una proporción equivalente, multiplique ambos números por el mismo factor. So that would mean that I have to then take this 15 and do what to it? That's right. If I multiplied this number over here, 10 by 6, I'm going to have to multiply 15 by 6. And 15 times 6 would be 6 times 10, 60, and 6 times 5, 30 put together, so 90. So there's 90 beats per minute, since I know 60 minutes in an hour. So how do we do that over here on the tape diagram? Well, what we have is 15 sets and 10 sets in the boxes, and we want the 10 sets to be equivalent to 60, because 60 seconds are in a minute. So if I have 60 in each box, and there's 10 boxes, let me backtrack. If I have 60, that is the total for these boxes, then how much goes in each box? So the question I'm really writing here is 60 divided by 10 equals, you're right, 6. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to plug in my little 6's in each box. And if these are worth 6, what is every other box worth, since they're all the same size? That is correct, 6. I have to have the same amount in every box because they are equal. They are the same size, and therefore they will all change by the same rate. I know some of these 6's look terrible, but I am on explain everything, and I apologize. Which means this up here is 6 times 15, which turns into 90. So I get the same response. Now, what is the difference in beats per seconds, how many more beats are there than seconds when I do it for 1 minute? So now I can look at the difference. When I hear those words more than, you've heard that before. When we hear more than, what does that mean? That means we are going to subtract or find the difference. Well, here is where it starts to get different, because here there are more beats per second. And I see that there are 5 sets of 6, which is a difference of 30. And that makes sense because 60 plus 30 equals 90. And 90 is how much I have on the top. So if I said how many total, I don't know, if beats and seconds were both measurements, how many total measurements, that would be taking all of these together. So I've got 90 on top and 60 on the bottom, and that's going to be 150, right? Total things, total boxes, broken into, we had 15 on the top. So here's 15, here's 10. That's a total of 25 boxes, correct? So if there's a total of 25 boxes, I'm over on the algebra side, sorry about that, and the total is 150, then I can take 150 and divide it by whatever this blank is, and I'll find how many are in each blank. And so let's just set that up. And I'm just going to clear some space here real quick. I'm just going to erase what I wrote there. And I'm going to set it up like this. 150 divided by 25. Well, looks like it's going to be a basic fact. 25 times 5 is 5. Or 25 times 4 is 100. So it actually works out to be exactly 6. And that means 150. So sure enough, it works that way as well. So I can use tape diagrams, or I can use algebra and do my factors, or I can use equal boxes, but I need to know what each thing means, and then I can find how much more than, what is the difference. And then if it's total of everything, I combine all the boxes and I draw it like this one here. I hope this helps, and have a wonderful day.